Why did New Zealand need a treaty? Maori, the indigenous people of New Zealand. Prior to the Europeans coming to New Zealand, Maori was the first culture to settle here. They arrived as early as 1,000 years ago. They brought with them clear culture, values and beliefs. Their love of the land was one of the most important parts of their culture, and they believed they were only caretakers for future generations. Other treasures, or taonga, included seafood, or kaimoana, elders and cultural practices. The arrival of Europeans to New Zealand occurs in two waves. Wave 1 occurs in the early 1800s and includes whalers, sealers, traders and missionaries. By the 1830s, some of these settlers were starting to cause problems. The problem was that there was Maori law for the Maori population, but because New Zealand was not a British colony, British law did not apply to crimes occurring here, like drunkenness. Because they could not be punished, they set a bad example for other Maori. The second wave of European arrivals and the biggest demand on Maori, however, was the desire for British to come and settle here and start a new life, where they could hopefully own land and just basically have a better life. An invitation and a declaration. In 1831, a group of 13 northern chiefs sent an invitation to the King of England, William IV, to ask for protection from foreign threats, the threat of other tribes, the bad behaviour of British visitors and settlers. Also, for the king to be a friend and guardian to them, as well as have a trade deal. The king agreed and sent a British resident to New Zealand to act as a go-between. Everything seemed to be going swimmingly until 1835, when two incidents occurred that made Britain decide to convince the Maori chiefs to sign a Declaration of Independence to protect Maori. Incident 1. The rescuing of Betty Garde. There was a young lady named Betty Garde, a strong young lass who fought quite hard to survive a blow upon her head. Her hair comb saved her from certain death. Her ship was wrecked on her way home from Sydney town, where she had roamed. Upon the shores of Taranaki, all struggled ashore, worn and tatty. With local Māori they clashed hard. Ngāti Ruanui held wounded Betty Garde as captive till Pākehā paid a ransom. Husband Jackie cried, "We're strong as Samson. Let's send in the troops. Let's crush 'em hard." The troops agreed and went too far, killing and wounding 103 and torturing a pa for victory. Back in Britain they said, "No way! We agree to protect upon this day. For Māori people we will declare independence, yes, that's what's fair." The second incident is known as the De Thierry affair. Baron De Thierry bought 40,000 acres of land in the Hokianga for the price of 36 axes. It became debatable later on as to whether the Māori truly understood the concept of the document they were signing. De Thierry had plans for the systematic colonisation of New Zealand. It was not until 1837, 15 years later, that De Thierry arrived in New Zealand to claim his land. Māori were aware by this time that their land was of more value than 36 axes. In spite of this, on De Thierry's arrival in New Zealand, the Hokianga chiefs generously offered him a smaller portion of land, on the understanding that he renounced his claim to the 40,000 acres in the deed of sale.